Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going over the items that I tried in February. I'm doing a side-by-side full face of items that worked, and then I'm going to talk to you about the items that didn't work. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. For primers, I tried a lot of new products from Essence in the month of February, and one of the items that stood out to me is this Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow primer. This is really a fantastic eyeshadow primer. If textures are important to you, if you want a thin, silky texture, it is not too thick, easy to spread, helps your shadows last longer, go on smoother, and all for less than $5. So this, big win in my book. Under my eyes, I did try this Revolution Line Fix Under Eye Primer. Taylor Wynn, another creator here on YouTube, recommended it to me. I have been enjoying it very much. I do think that it does help smooth out the area under my eyes. Of course, I'm not forgetting my skincare, but this, after that skincare has set in and before you go in with your concealer or as you're priming the rest of your face, I think this is a good one. For primer on my face, today I used the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I did a whole wear test video on this product. I was concerned it wouldn't work on my oily skin, and I was pleasantly surprised that it does. I have worn this on its own. I have worn this as a primer underneath my foundation like I did today, and this is lightweight. It's not super heavy. It provides a nice glow. What I do is I work as an oily skinned person. I work more on the outside of my face, and then just the leftover I'll pull in more towards the center. So even if I put a matte foundation on top, or if I set it with a mattifying powder, I feel like throughout the day my skin just looks healthier, smoother. I am a big fan. For eyes, I tried a couple of different eyeshadow palettes for the first time in February, and we'll start with the fail, the one that, and I wouldn't necessarily even call it a fail, I was just a little disappointed. You know, I am a big fan of Sephora collection products. I have eyeliners, I have eyeshadow palettes, I have some foundations. I'm going to talk about a concealer in a minute. I tried a new line for their eyeshadow palettes, and that was this one here in Destinations. There were different variations in this palette. It was inexpensive, pretty browns and shimmers, and 80%. This palette is great. The only shade that really disappointed me was this blue one, and if I build it up on the bottom lash line, it's fine. So if you're not a big blue eyeshadow person anyway and you're looking for a neutral palette, I would still recommend this one. But Sephora collection, I have had better palettes from them, but this one would work. I almost used it today, but I just couldn't because I had to use the other eyeshadow palette that I tried for the first time in February, and that is this Fantasia and One Size palette. I actually purchased this for my mother over Black Friday, and I asked if I could borrow it for a video. Just so pretty with the mirror that opens up and the pop-up, and then you get lots of fun things inside. You get 2 matte blushes, 2 shimmer blushes, you get a variation of eyeshadow shades, and then you get 2 transforming highlights. I had so much fun with this palette. I've used it a couple of times. I'm ready to give it back to my mother, but it is still available. If you are a Disney fan and you like a quality shadow, this is a highly recommended product from me to you. You have your pink blush shades, your more peachy blush shades, neutral eye look. These transformers are amazing. What I did today was I took this one shade, this is D minor, and I just did a wash of color over my eyes. I just packed it on the lid and then pulled it up just for a simple look. And then I took this transformer shade, Vencid, which is amazing. This one is a little more gold. This one has a lot more like blues and pinks in it. And of course you can use it as highlighter, but I put it on my inner corner. And if you can see, it is just the prettiest purpley, pinky blue pop to this look that I love. So I believe it was $50 originally, and it's on sale for $25 now. When I did my video, it wasn't available at Sephora. It was only on one size, and now Sephora has restocked it. So great gift, great multi-use palette. I say go for it. For foundation, the foundation that I just can't seem to put down, the Revlon Colorstay Long Wear Makeup for combination to oily skin. They also have a normal to dry skin formula. Since I have tried this, have not been able to stop using it. I love the way my skin looks. I have tried it with my favorite primers. I've tried it with no primer, and every time I just love the way my skin looks. My foundation preference is a very thin texture, medium to full coverage, and one that will control my oils. This one does all of those things, and for a drugstore price. I have always believed that high-end is the good foundation. An everyday foundation, you can go to drugstore, and this one is changing my mind. This competes with my very favorite high-end foundations, my Dior, my Nars. This is fantastic. For concealer, I picked up the Serum concealer. I believe it's called Bright Future Serum Concealer from the Sephora brand. And I also picked up a dark shade while I was playing with that to use as contour. The dark shade did not work out. It didn't blend as easy as I need it to blend on the distance of my face. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it because it's funny. But this is a nice concealer. It doesn't give the most coverage, but it is pretty forgiving if you want to build it up. What I like about it is that it's very thin, it's very skin-like, it doesn't age my mature under eyes. This is a nice concealer. Let's move on to a fail. For my brows, I tried this Essence Fix It Like a Boss brow gel, and I will admit I am fussy. I want a brow gel that's going to really hold my brows, and this one just didn't make the cut. If I have a very natural makeup day and maybe I do my brow pencil first and follow it up with a gel, I could use this, but they are not standing up. They stay in place a bit, but not as much as I would like. I am normally a very strong brow gel. I brush them up, I let it dry, and then I go in with my pencil. I did not bring it in here, but I will post a picture. I also recently tried the Got To Be hair gel. I got a small bottle for $2.99 at Ulta. You can probably even find it less expensive, or if you were able to find a mini, I highly recommend, because you use the tiniest amount, put it on your hand, rub your spoolie in it, and then boop, 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 and it's up. That I know is going to be a new favorite for me, that Got To Be. For powder, I tried the Nars Soft Matte Powder this month, and it was a little bit of a hiccup because I got the wrong shade at first, and then I got the right shade. This is the shade Creek. This matches my skin tone. It is it's almost a powder foundation. It's a nice powder. It's got some coverage to it. It really smooths and mattifies the skin. I really like what it did. I'm not sure that I love it under my eyes. I did put it under my eyes today, but in the future, I think that I'm a little bit more drawn to a loose powder under my eyes. But this really smooths and mattifies in the T-zone. You'll see in my side-by-side that I used it to clean up my bronzer after I was done bronzing. This is a beautiful powder, and I love the sleek, velvety looking packaging. For bronzer, nothing new, but this one has been a favorite for the last couple of months. This is the Ulta Baked Bronzer that I grabbed because I was having a hard time locating where to find my Flower Beauty Heat Wave bronzer, which hopefully they're rebranding and they will be back, because I still have mine. I still love it. I still use it. I just don't like to use it on camera because I try to make it a rule to always use products that you can find. But I tried this and it is lovely. At first I thought it wasn't pigmented enough, but if you use the right brush and you build it up, I use an angled brush from Alter Ego, and I just go in a few times and it is gorgeous. It gives a nice luminosity to the cheeks that's not too much. Again, just that healthy skin look. I really enjoy it. And again, Ulta Beauty brand is very affordable. I believe this is $11, $12. I will normally set my cream contour with this, but today I didn't even do that. I just used the powder and I am very pleased with the effect. For blush, I could have gone in with the blushes in this palette. They are beautiful, but my ultimate favorite thing that I got in that Essence haul of new products was this Pure Nude blush. This I got in the shade Goldie Cassis, and you have seen this in a lot of videos in February because truthfully, the moment I got it, I couldn't stop using it. I'm going to pick up a warmer shade. Not the easiest to open and not the greatest packaging, but the price makes it right. This is more of a pinky purple type shade. That is what I have on. It is so smooth, has a luminosity to it. Again, not a super shiny, just that natural glow. Love the way it smooths the skin. I go all the way across the top center part of my face, and I love the way this looks. It reminds me of Hourglass for a fraction of the price. For liner, I stuck with an old fave. This is my Essence Extreme Lasting Eyeliner, and I literally just put it on the top edge. I talked about how my eye doctor recommended if you have dry eyes, if you have red eyes, to keep the liner out of the waterline. So I have officially moved to only really special occasions, only really smoky eyes do I put the liner in the top and bottom waterline. And I honestly have not been hugely affected. It makes a little bit of a difference, but it's not that important when my eyes are feeling dry and red. Mascara, we are repeating from January. I have a lot of good mascaras in my drawer. I am enjoying a lot of them, but what I really, really want to use every day is this L'Oreal Telescopic Lift. There is something magical about this wand in that I love it's got a flat side and then a side with bristles. And what I do is I go in with the flat side first, and it just glides. I just love the way it feels. It just coats the lashes with that product, and you do have to be careful because I've gotten it all over my lid. I've poked my eye. This is a mascara for the mascara lover that is willing to take their time. I look down into the mirror and I just coat those lashes with the flat side, and then I turn it over and I run it through the brush side, and I love the effect. It makes my lashes look long and separated and voluminous and all the things. For the bottom, I am a big believer in tubing mascaras on the bottom. If your mascara runs, go for a tubing mascara. And this has become my #1 tubing mascara. This is the Milani highly rated Lash Extensions tubing mascara. I have seen creators here on the YouTube platform that love it, and I've seen ones that hate it. I am on the love it side. It gives me more volume on my bottom lashes than any other tubing mascara that I have, #1. #2, it's a wet formula, which I like because the wet formula means it's gonna last longer. I know we're only supposed to have it 3 months. I often keep mine a bit longer than that. And the only word of warning that I would give you is that because it is wet, you want to make sure that it is dry before you like move your face around or make expressions. So if I'm in my bedroom, I'll grab a card and just go like this for about 30 seconds. Or in here, I have my handy fan. I'll turn that on for a second and let that mascara dry. Otherwise, I might see a dot underneath just because the mascara was wet. If I wait until it's completely dry, I can just take a spoolie and wipe it off, but that is not smudging. That's just wet mascara. That's gonna last you a long time. In the lip liner category, you saw me do my lip liner declutter, and honest to goodness, I have been better about using a brand other than Morphe and ColourPop. I have some great ones that I've gotten from Boxycharm, which, by the way, if you saw my February Boxycharm video, it was kind of a mess. They forgot a product. I did finally get it resolved. They gave me a credit. All is well. However, for today, I was lazy and grabbed one that I know I love, and that's my Morphe Sweet Tea. I lined my lips with the Sweet Tea, and then for lips, I struggled because I have 2 favorite lip products that I tried this month. The first one was from Rare Beauty. I know I'm a little late to the game, but I was at Sephora with my husband walking around, asked the lady what she felt was a good matte formula, and she recommended this one. I love the packaging. It's like a pop up and down. You pull it out. This is in the shade Wise, which I would describe as a rosy brown. Very pretty, no scent, long lasting. The packaging is nice because it's flat, so it will sit in your drawer and not roll all around. But the lipstick that I chose to put on today is another very, very awesome lipstick, and that is the new one from LYS Beauty. I love LYS products. Sometimes you see them on Boxycharm. I just got the new eyeshadow palette off of QVC. I'm sure that it's coming to Sephora, but that was like an exclusive. But this new matte velvet lipstick that they have is gorgeous. Funny story, I got the shade Moody because it had a fun effect on Instagram where it would choose the color for you. So I let it choose my color, and this is what it chose. And it is Moody, and it is honestly very similar to Wise. Another sort of rosy brown is how I would describe it. It feels very luxe in the hand. I love the triangle packaging. I appreciate you taking the time to watch today. I would very much appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button before you leave. Join me. I post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Of course, give the video a thumbs up and make my day. Leave me a comment. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.